classes.
Okay, folks, if you look to your left, pace is on a roll right now, and it should be coming into view just shortly from around all those big tents and such.
And this will be a bronze race, a 6-lap race. 9 pilots are what we have planned. 42 miles of racing around the sport class course, which because, again, this is not a gold race in the sport class, Rob Monahan, they're going to fly 2 courses, the unlimited course at the beginning, and then they'll transition to their own course, a little over a mile less in circumference than the unlimited.
That's right. And now look at to your left. We have our pole sitter, Tom McNerney, in Unleashed, a Lancer 360. And he's followed by Dave Morss in Martin's Legacy, a Lancer Legacy as well. Now, I've heard that this is the 229th race that Dave Morss has flown. That's got to be an incredible record. Okay, now he's followed by number 142, Bob Jeffries, in that gorgeous Lancer Legacy fixed gear. And then we have that red airplane of Bob Mills, the Rocket 6, and he's number 49. And he's followed by a beautiful Glass Air that I happen to know the owner of, number 22, Rick Vandam in Green Street. And behind him is Richard Ogg in a Glass Air 1 plastic Piglet. And he's followed by Jason Roby in number 391, another RV8. And there's another RV8 following him, Stan Sutterfield, and he's a tricycle gear RV8. And both these guys are rookies this year. And they're followed up in the rear by number 50, Shane Margraves, in an aircraft called Chexter. Now I want to point out one thing. We've discovered that number 7 and number 391 are sporting little special switches inside their airplanes. They have nitrous oxide on board. And the two of them have added about 20 mile an hour to their speed. So we probably see them hitting that a little bit today.
They are going to gather up on the pace plane, and they'll start the race as they gather up behind the bleacher seating area on Peavine Mountain. We'll go to the cockpit as they make their way downhill. They will appear from over our right shoulder in relation to looking at the Breitling start-finish pylon. They will be paced in. We'll listen for Lee Beal to call for the race. Gentlemen, you have a race. They'll start downhill, and I want to draw your attention today again to that light, that bright reflection that you see to the right of the Breitling start-finish pylon. Looks like a reflector, but it is a high-intensity light. It is a target light and a spacing light for the racers so that they can get an idea of how to begin their turns on the race course. Some of them are coming right over the top of it right about now. So it's an enhancement for the racers. It helps you out as well. We will start this race when the racers go abeam of the right end of the runway in front of us. It'll be an extension of the center line of the approach of that runway. And once that happens, you watch for a green light to go bright right under the American flag at the Breitling home pylon. Those things will all happen at the same time. It will be a 6-lap race. It will be just under 42 miles.
Now, folks, look right about your 11 o'clock, and you'll see the formation, and we'll be back soon.
Check out the 50th anniversary of Reno National Championship races on Gold Day, Rob Monahan, as we're waiting for the sport class that will be vying for the bronze.
That's right, Danny.
Gather
now,
up.
I want to direct your attention to the direct west, if you can, and you can see the formation before it gets lost behind Peavine. And these guys are all real good pilots, and you can see that they're bundled up pretty good, but the light from the sun is giving you an opportunity to see them go around the backside of Peavine. Problem is right now Lee Beal's turning left from the center of the turn, and the poor guys in the slow airplanes on the right end of the turn are probably throttled to the metal and can't keep up right now. But that's just the nature of formation.
They are just about to disappear to your far left at the top of the bleachers. You'll see them mostly white.
That's right.
What we call the sport class identifiable white paint scheme.
That's right. You know, sometimes in the afternoon, it's real tough to pick out who's who until they come by the front. So we'll do our best today.
Unless your name is Rob Monahan.
That's right. Usually I'm pretty good at it, but yesterday I got a little turned around, but we'll do better today. Anyway, why don't we talk about the course?
Now, because this is a bronze pairing, as they come down the chute, they're going to first start out on the unlimited course. Now, that's 8.1 miles. This is a safety feature for this particular start of the race. Now, they have to concentrate on the pylons for the unlimited course the first time around. Now, if that wasn't enough to do, as they come around for the second lap, as they come around the first time by the Breitling start-finish pylon, now, Rob, they got to go to their own course, which is 6.9 miles with different pylons. If you didn't have enough on your mind at these speeds, surrounded by other airplanes 50 feet off the desert floor, the concentration level has to be very high. Then they transition to the inner course. Then they stay there for the remaining laps of the race.
That's right. You know, in the beginning, the speeds weren't as high as they are now, and we used to just hop right onto that small course. But it got real hairy coming out of the chute and making that tight left turn. So that's when we decided to get on the larger course. So that gives airplanes an opportunity to spread out, and it's a lot safer. But when they do transition to that inner course, that inner lane has a lot more elevation change in the terrain. So they'll be riding on the right side of the course up high, and then the terrain drops off drastically. But on the larger course, all of the pylons are at a pretty similar elevation.
You can almost see that from here. The transition to the inner course on pylon number 3, folks, is just to your right, about the 2 o'clock position in relation to the Breitling pylon. See that terrain on the course there? It's got rising terrain that gives you an optical illusion about your altitude, and then it starts to slope down. And that kind of a mind boggler as well. You got to fight the tendency to go up and down with it. Just hold your line. Now, that's the way it is for this race. When we go to the gold race, because of the speeds of the gold sport racers, here's the change there. They will fly exclusively on the 8.1 unlimited course. It's because of the speeds in the gold and the amount of G's they pull on the most inner portion of the race, the shorter course. And so because of the speed of the gold racers and the G's they pull, they'll hang on to the unlimited 8.1 mile course for the gold only. Are
That's
you baffled
right.
yet?
No, but I got
all this is for speed. I didn't mean to. All this is for safety, Rob. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
no, that's
it's
fine.
all done to enhance safety and also entertainment.
That's right. Well, I got to tell you, these gold racers have gone from the first year running around 300 miles an hour to this year with Jeff Lavelle qualifying at 403 miles an hour. Now, yesterday, Jeff was racing in the normal race, and he hit 404 on one lap, and he ran 2 laps at 402 and another one at 401. So I got to tell you, Jeff Lavelle's got the fastest glass air ever. And I got to tell you, the only other guy that ever broke 400 was John Sharp in the Nemesis. So I think the Legacy guys are next. They're going to want to hit that big mark. And I want to tell you that the guy that's the closest, though, is John Parker in his Thunder Mustang. He ran a whole race at 392 miles an hour.
Starting to wait for the radio signals from the Pace airplane, Lee Beal, as he guides his charges. Starting, Mark? If they are, let's slide that button up. Mark Moser from Star Sound.
Get yourself lined up, line of breath.
All right, that's live from the cockpit of the Pace plane.
7, you got lots of room forward. Went through 150 knots now. Excellent job, everybody. Accelerating through 160 knots now. 7, you got a ways to go forward. 391, you got some room you could use. 50, if you got anything left, you can use that. look perfect. 99, you can go forward a little. 142, you can go forward a little. There's your release speed. I'm not going to move it from here. Very nice, everybody. Pleasure to fly with you. Gentlemen, you got a race!
There it is. Eyes right, everybody. Gentlemen, you have a race, says Lee Beal. Let's listen for the sound of raw horsepower as they make their way downhill towards that bright light.
Oh, look at this one, guys. Dave. So now they're kind of invisible, and they should be coming into view as soon as the light gets in the right spot, and there they are. Dave Morss looks like he got in front of Tom McNerney, and he's pouring on the coals. The only thing is, Tom McNerney's got the inside of the course still right now, so Dave's going to have to dive down at the Valley of Speed in order to get in front of him, and it looks like he's doing it. Folks, we're going to see if number 99 comes around in first place, and we'll see how that goes. Now looking to the backside, we've also got Bob Jeffries in third. We got Bob Mills slipped back to fifth place, I think. I think Rick Vanden might have got him on that one last time around, that backside pylon. Okay, look to your left now, folks. I think we've got Dave Morss in first place in front of Tom McNerney, but let's be sure and see what happened when they come by today. Here we go. From the left, Dave Morss in number 99 is holding off Tom McNerney. There he goes. He's going to come around, pound that pylon before Tom, and he's got that first lap in hand. Then we've got Tom McNerney, number 55, followed by Bob Jeffries, 142, and Bob Mills is still holding off Rick Vanden in 22 Green Street. Then behind them, we got the plastic piglet of Dick Ogg, and behind him, Jason Rovey in number 391, that RV8. And Stan Sutterfield in his tricycle gear RV8. Now holding up the rear is Shane Musgrave in Chexter. I got to tell you, Dave Morss is probably a real happy camper right now, because we all know it takes about 7 miles an hour to get around somebody on this course, and Dave has been struggling all week to get in front of Tom, and look at him out there right now. Now that he got around him, he's probably 6 miles an hour faster, and he's going to pull away.
First lap speed for the leader, 265.51 miles per hour.
There we go, 265. That's not too bad. Okay, here's our race, folks. The race for fourth place. See that red airplane out there of Bob Mills? He's being chased by Rick Vanden in number 22, and Rick is right on his tail. So let's see how we look when they come across that home pylon. And from your left, here's our leader, Dave Morss, number 99, in his Lancer called Martin's Legacy. Dave Morss must be so happy right now, because his hardest job in the past few days has been getting around Tom McNerney, and he got around him today. Second place, Tom McNerney in that very fast Lancer 360, followed by Bob Jeffrey in Freedom 142. And here's the race, folks. We got Bob Mills in that Rocket 6, and Rick Vanden's putting the moves on him. Let's see if he can pick up any spaces on the way, but he's right on his tail. We'll watch every lap and see if he can get any closer. So then we got next plastic piglet of Dick Ogg, and 391's right behind him, Jason Rovey. Now Dick Ogg in that plastic piglet is running nitrous oxide today, and so is the guy behind him, number 391, Jason Rovey. Since they're 4 cylinders, they can use all the help they can get, and I'll tell you right now, Dick's speeds are much faster than they normally would be. And there we got the next RV8 of Stan Sutterfield coming across the home pylon, and tail end Charlie, we have Shane Margrave in Chexter.
Now, wait a minute. Tail end Charlie. Here's Steve Stavrakakis. He's got something to say about the tail end Charlie airplane.
All right, Steve, make it quick.
Okay, you look at this little airplane in last place. Have you guys gone and seen the Disney movie planes? Just think of that little airplane out there. That airplane is grinning from ear to ear because it finally got to be an air racer. So it may be in last place, but that's the happiest airplane in the field.
You bet. Do you know his daughter?
Because I bought that airplane off jack stands in Ploiești, Romania in 1992. It was born in Czechoslovakia, spent time with the Romanian national aerobatic team, was my air show mount for a couple years. It's kind of worked its way around the country, but I guarantee that little airplane is grinning from ear to ear right now because it finally got to be an air racer.
Well, not to add any more insult to injury, his child named it Herbie. Anyway, he's flying Herbie around here. Oh, look to the left, folks. Looks like Rick Vanham is still getting held off by Bob Mills. I think Bob Mills is flying a real good line, and Rick just can't catch him. Now look to your left, and we'll see the next little teeny glass air one of Richard Oggs, sporting a little nitrous oxide today. So he's screaming along real good. He's only got a 4-cylinder, so his speeds are down, but he's squeezing every bit of speed out of that he can. And then to your left, we'll see that other plane of Jason Rovey, that white plane number 391 coming around pylon 8 and 9 right now. And Jason was also sporting some nitrous, and I got a feeling his bottle ran out. You know, it works good for a couple laps, but he can't hold enough to go a whole race. So anyway, he's followed closely by Stan Sutterfield in that beautiful RV8 Tri-Gear.
Last lap race speed, lap number 3, 274.15 miles per hour. We'll have lap 4 race speed for you.
Okay, here from the left, we got Dave Morss. He's just lapped the bottom guy, Shane, and I tell you, he's really spreading out that lead. Dave Morss is a happy camper today, and here we got Tom McNerney going by last place, Shane McGraves also. Now is our race, and I got to tell you, Bob Mills is going to be smiling, but first we got to look at Bob Jeffries coming by in 142 Freedom, and look to your left, Rick Vanham's trying to put the move on Bob Mills, and Bob Mills is just holding them off, and he can't get around him. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move at the end of the race or not, but look at this thing. These guys are neck and neck, and Bob Mills is probably holding the tightest line he's held all week. And we have from the left, a plastic piglet coming around pylon 9, and he'll be in the 7th place position. Here we go. He owns a hydraulics business in San Leandro, and he's got an amazing legacy that he's building right now. So next year we won't see the little plastic piglet anymore. We're going to see a hot rod legacy. Okay, and then we got 391 Jason Rovey making his way around pylon 8 and 9 as we speak. And if you look down the valley of speed right now, folks, here comes Dave Morss. He is just moving. I think Dave may pass Stan Sutterfield as well, but we'll see. Yep, he's going around Stan right now. He's passed Stan, and also 55 Tom McNerney's passing Stan as well. Here we go, white flag for Dave Morss, and he looks like he's going to bring it home today.
Dave Morss holding about 1 mile per hour of his average speed in the last several laps, now dropping down to 271 with that comfortable lead. Not dropping down too much, just a couple of miles per hour.
Yeah, folks, and you know, Stan Sutterfield just went by in his RV8, and he's going to be a happy guy because he's going to save 1 lap's worth of gas. And here comes Bob Jeffries in Freedom 142, and then we've got the last place runner, Shane McGraves, and then here we go. Here's the race. Bob Mills and Rick Vanham are just smoking, and you know what? Rick's only got 1 lap left. I don't think he can do it. I think Bob's going to hold him off, and if he doesn't find some juice for this last lap, Bob's going to beat him. Okay, now look on your left side down the valley of speed, and it looks like we've got, I think this could be Dave Morss. Oh, no, it's not. It's our racer, Dick Ogg, in that plastic piglet, and he's flying with that nitrous wide open, and I know he's lasted the whole race, so that's a good thing for Dick. He usually gets lapped, not today. Then behind him, we've got, looks like 291 Jason Rovey. He's going to try to hold off Dave Morss so he doesn't get lapped, but oh, he did get lapped. Here's Dave Morss, our race leader from the left. He should get the checkered flag on this run, and congratulations, Dave. 229th race, and he brings it home, winning the gold. Followed by Tom McNerney in 55 Unleashed, and then Jason Rovey gets to save some gas, and so does Mr. Shane Margraves coming around from the left with Stan Sutterfield. So here we go, folks. We're going to see Bob Jeffries come by, take the white flag. And then here's the race. We've got We've got Stan Sutterfield coming across the pylon, and here's the race. Looks like Rick Phantom's putting the move on Bob Mills, and he will not get him. Bob Mills has held him off today. He's a happy guy, and they're going to pull up into cool down. Here we have our Shane Margraves with the big smile on his face coming by. And I think there may be only one racer left on the course at this point, and that's Dick Ogg in the Plastic Piglet, because he was able to keep that nitrous burning, and it kept him on the same lead lap with the winner. Here he goes. Dick Ogg coming around pylons 8 and 9. Give Dick a big round of applause. He has thrown that nitrous on this year. He got 20 miles an hour, and instead of getting lapped, he got to run the whole 6 laps this year instead of running down to 5. But here comes Dick Ogg. Pass that home pylon.
The lineup unofficially, race number 99, as called by our great announcer Rob Monahan. Race number 99 in the lead, followed by 55 Tom McNerney, followed by 142 Bob Jeffrey, followed by 49 Bob Mills, followed by race number 22 Rick Vandam, followed by race number 7 Richard Ogg. And the last 3, as Rob Monahan called them. And we're waiting for any cuts, hoping it's a clean race.
Okay. Well, I want to tell you, this was a fun week for these bronze guys, and I want to invite the whole crowd to come down to the west end of the field sometime today. Come to the sports class hangars, look at the airplanes, meet the pilots, talk about their innovations, and we'll see you in about an hour for that silver race.
Hey, Rob Monahan will be back. Thank you, buddy. Give Rob Monahan a big round of applause. He will be back for the silver and the gold.
And folks, let's take a look at the big screens, Jumbotrons.
All right, the race in this jet class is going to be
And race control jet pace up here in our beautiful Embraer-sponsored Phenom 300. I got our 6 silver jet racers out here in my wing. We are coming down the chute. Jet racers, bring it up on the line.
they're looking to race at release at about 285 knots indicated airspeed.
We'll do a jet style. Pace is coming down.